No matter what's going on in the world around you, you have the ability to anchor into your core stability right now. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you directly how you can find that within yourself. Now, this isn't simply some mystic idea. This is actually quite practical, quite practical. However, in order for it to actually root into your life, it's going to involve you making certain deliberate choices for yourself. And the first one will be to just check if this video is for you, because if so, I'm going to invite you to watch it all the way through. And while you're watching it, I'm going to invite you to check your own inner authority. Because while I will share things and perspectives with you, once again, it's ultimately going to be up to you to decide if this is true for you or not, and operate from that place within yourself. In a lot of ways, you could look at this sort of video and message as an initiation and a reminder within yourself. But it's only activated when you decide to step through. So I'm Danielle Lynn, and I'm someone who lives this life just as you. And I put out messages, videos, and experiences across time and space to meet people at precise moments in their journey. And this is one such moment. Hello, how's the weather where you're at? And through the course of this video, I'm going to share with you a few things that you'll be able to mentally understand, but I'm going to really invite you to explore this beyond the limited scope of the mind. Because what's shared here is connection points that you will recognize that exist within yourself. And while the information itself may or may not be new for you, it will likely resonate with certain ahas, certain frequencies that will remind you how to come back home within yourself. After all, perhaps we'd imagine that that's where core stability resides. At least that's where I experience it does. So the first step that I would invite you to is, once you've decided to watch this video, take in a full breath. I usually do it with my nose. When I'm taking in a full breath, in this moment, I also imagine the bottom of my feet, each of them. It might seem like an interesting thing to imagine, but when you really put your attention anywhere, and in this case, in a point in your body, you're allowing yourself to connect with it, and you're bringing the energetic focus to it. Notice how you feel focusing on the bottom of your feet. Let's try another experiment. Focus on your left hand. Wiggle those fingers. Do you notice how the energy suddenly surges here instead? Now, focus, if you like, right here, in this area, in your forehead. Notice how the energy comes right here. Now, if you like, breathe in again and allow the focus to just dissipate a bit, like you've been holding water and you allow it to just fill into your body, like your body is a cup or a chalice. This was all you. You were the one that guided your energy. You are the one that placed focus in different areas. The power of your focus is profound. Now, we're in a time, an interesting time. You could say any time's an interesting time, but boy, is this interesting. So we're in an interesting time where there are so many news, so many perspectives, so many stories, and it can be very easy to focus on those stories and feel a certain way about them, just like you did with your hand, just like you did with your foot. The question is, are you intentionally choosing to focus at this time? Or are you focusing in a way where you are allowing your attention to be guided one way or another? Now, this isn't a judgment by any means, but it's an invitation to personal awareness. You could look at this moment as a co-creative personal awareness attention experience. And so, well done, co-creating that. And when you ask yourself, well, why am I doing that? And maybe you'd like to be informed, or maybe it helps you feel some form of power and sovereignty in a seemingly chaotic field of events. Maybe it's entertaining, maybe you're curious, maybe there's a million reasons. But here's the thing. I'm not here to tell you that it's right or wrong, good or bad to do that. I am simply inviting you to experience for yourself the power of your focus. And I'm inviting you to imagine if you have an unconscious tendency on any level, and many of us do if we consume media, if you have an unconscious tendency to just automatically check things, look at things, scroll at things, on some level, you may be allowing yourself to be programmed. Now, the beauty of this is the first step of awareness allows you to notice not only that maybe you've been placing your focus in places that allow you to be carried along with the stream of whoever's the conductor of that experience, but it also allows you a moment of pause, should you choose it, to say, well, that's interesting. What would I like to do? What would I like to focus my energy and attention on? What are the stories I'm telling myself about why I'm focusing my energy and attention? For example, if you watch news, maybe you want to be informed. Well, one of the things that I did for myself is I started with my inner authority, my inner heart, gut, mind system, to be the pointer of where it would be nourishing for me to focus my attention at any given moment. Now, let's say at any given moment, it might be beneficial for me to understand a development going on or understand a piece of information. My inner authority would indicate that for me. Rather than imagining I must seek out and find information or do so in a reactive or panicked way or as a way to try and meet an anxiety within myself. And so this is a way that you also have available to yourself. One of the things that I'm instigating at the time of creating this is I felt inspired to put out there an invitation for a 22-day intentional media fast, meaning before a person consumes any form of media, anything at all, it could even be these scrolling on YouTube. Before you do, check with yourself first. In other words, what you are doing is you are returning to a place of before simply automatically doing something. For 22 days, you're embarking on a journey of engaging with your inner authority first. Now, it's just an experiment. Let's say you're at the end of those 22 days and you're like, oh, that isn't for me. That wasn't fun. I don't want to do that anymore. Great. Then go back to whatever you were doing. But if you choose to experiment with this intentional way, then for 22 days, you give yourself space to move into a deliberate connection with any and all information, whether it's news, spiritual guidance, marketing information, business building, whatever it is, relationship stuff. And what this assists you with is instead of imagining that the information or salvation is out there, it reminds you of your own inner timing, of your own inner power, that even if you are connecting to a tool, a course, a resource, a book, a video out there, the invitation to do that is still coming from first the connection within, not from a passive reactivity or a passive habit or a need to try and meet a tension that is arising from within, which plants a seed that you're nurturing of deep empowerment, and it ripples out to all other areas of your life. It's very simple sounding, and yet the implications of it are so profound, because so much of our inner authority can appear to be outsourced if we allow it to be. But in a time of deep unknowing, anchoring within, I find, is one of the most certain places that you can navigate, because it roots you in the present moment. It doesn't require you to have endless information to make a choice. It actually invites you to directly engage with life and the inner authority, the inner wisdom, the connection to your deeper wisdom, which includes your gut, your heart, and your mind, all at once. And you can look at this as profoundly mystical, as profoundly practical, or just simply whatever it is. But once again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm inviting you to experiment if you like, because this has worked profoundly for myself, for many who I have facilitated with, experimented with as well. And at the time of doing this particular message in the Self Alchemy Lab, I am hosting a 22-day intentional media detox. If this resonates with you and you would like to amplify your experience with an intentional group, I invite you to come check it out. Check your gut and heart. If it's a yes, come check it out. I invite you to experiment doing it on your own. Maybe you host that within your community. Whatever calls to you, my friend, once again, I just offer you a reflection that some way, somehow, this has come into your space, you've received this message. So see for yourself what resonates, what you would like to do with it. Allow yourself the dignity of navigating your reality, because that is a key fulcrum of the power we all have at this time. And when we move from the inner core authority, this isn't the ego self, this is your deeper self, the coherent self. When you move from this inner authority, it magnifies well-being not only in your life, but I experience it magnifying well-being in all the lives that we touch. You are on your own experience. I don't imagine there's anyone else out there who's going to tell you exactly how to live it. But you will find helpful guides, helpful friends, communities along the way, especially if you choose from here. There is nothing from what I am saying here that's going to resonate with any more truth than what already exists within yourself. And that's not a commentary on me or how cool I am. That's simply a commentary to remind and reflect that your inner wisdom source, if I was talking to anyone, your inner wisdom source is the place of your own personal authority, because it is representative of your relationship with the divine and greater self. And it is a empowering act to operate from this inner place than it is to seek out knowledge and wisdom outside of ourselves. However, the inspiration, for example, to create an experience like this, to talk and reflect, I consider it an amplifying experience. Rather than me telling you what to do, this is us experiencing mutual synchronicity that amplifies each of our own inner harmonic yeses. In other words, we are co-creating this because we enjoy remembering, and this is one of the ways that we enjoy remembering. For the joy of doing it, for the love of being it, for the yes, I was thinking that, yes, you're talking about that, yes, we're connecting, yes, look at the comments, it's powerful stuff. My friend, it's been such a delight, an honor, and a privilege to sit with you, to chat with you. If you'd like to go deeper on any of these topics, I invite you to check my description link. I will often have certain portals, meaning experiences, open. I have the flow book at this time, which also comes with my newsletter, and there's other fun things in there too. Also, feel invited to share in the comments. I enjoy reading and connecting with you there as well. And in all cases, I deeply appreciate our time together. I deeply appreciate focusing and connecting with you. And I'm really looking forward to our next connection.